I want to talk a little bit about Marcus Freeman and his decision making because
Yeah.
one of the things that had jumped out to me over the course of this run, and really the course of the season after the Northern Illinois loss, was Marcus's ability to push all the right buttons and to be aggressive at the right times. We saw Notre Dame go for and convert to fourth downs in the opening drive, which again, like set the tone, which you thought, right, for how Notre Dame needed to stay into this game. But you had a couple of head scratching moments. So you had a fake punt instead of leaving out the offense on a 4th and 2. And then you had a field goal on 4th and goal down 16, which is a 2-possession game. So even if you make the field goal, which by the way, they missed the field goal, it was a short kick too, but it's still a 2-possession game because it would be
Right.
13 points. Marcus Freeman said afterwards that he felt like it would have been easier to score 13 than to get 16, which again would have been two-point conversions. And that it was that needing 9 yards for the touchdown was maybe asking too much. I had a lot of issues. I think the entire stadium was shocked by the field goal attempt, especially because they'd already gone for it and got a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
And so they were doing the math to get to a 16-point game the first
Right.
time. But it felt like that was almost like a ball don't lie situation when the kick didn't go in, because it felt like the wrong decision in the first place to kick a field goal. Again, even if it's like, again, you're saying, first and, 4th and goal from the 9, you need plays like that to come back and win a national championship. You need your offense to be the one to do something. Riley Leonard, the guy who you've been riding all season long to get to this point, you're not going to give him the opportunity to go to the end zone on that play. Like, I think that stuff was a little confusing. And it was just kind of frustrating for a coach who had really been making all of these right decisions and pressing all of the right buttons in big moments throughout this run. There were just a couple times he took the ball out of Riley Leonard's hands.
Yeah, it's tough. Taking the ball out of Riley Leonard's hands is always going to feel like a bad decision when the play doesn't work out. For the fake punt, I feel like we're judging the outcome more than the decision, because that was a good play and that was a drop ball. It was a low ball that wasn't located properly, but still able to be caught and wasn't, right? So, like, to me, I don't think the decision was bad. That's an execution issue on that one. So I can live with him deciding to do that. Is that maybe the best decision? I'm not sure, but certainly it wasn't a dire decision where you try to run the fake, nobody's open, quarterback gets sacked, whatever the case is, right? Like, I'm fine with that one. The going for the field goal will never make sense to me. And I understand we think it's easier to get 13 than it would be to get the 16. But you still would have to have the ball 2 more times, likely would have to drive the field 2 more times. You still need to score touchdowns 2 more times. Like, basically everything is setting up that you're probably better off going for it. If you get it on that one, great, because now you have more time to execute what you need to execute. If you don't, you're kind of still in the same spot that you were before anyway. So I'm struggling with that. And then finally, the play in the cover 0 on the 3rd and 11 with the game on the line is so interesting to me, because Ohio State was very clearly in their 4-minute offense. And for people wondering what 4-minute offense is, it's basically the end of the game. You have a lead. You're trying to burn the clock. You're trying to run the ball, get first down so the clock can wind down. That's the situation Ohio State's in. So what do? They run Will Howard. What do? They run Will Howard. So now you got him behind the sticks. It's 3rd and 11. Feels like it should be a passing down in most situations. But in 4-minute offense, you're probably fine getting 2 or 3 yards or even taking a TFL as long as you can let the clock run. That's where most people are. So as a defensive coach, you're thinking, we run cover 0 because we have 2 free hats to be able to go hit the ball if we do that. And all of a sudden, you got Jeremiah matched up way down the field one-on-one, and Will Howard throwing the ball as well as he has in his whole career just hits Jeremiah. I understand the thought process behind that. You got to have a lot of trust in your players to want to do that, and knowing Jeremiah sitting out there on an island by himself. But I can get there from how they made the decision standpoint. So there's only really one of those situations where I have a problem with the decision. And but we judge outcomes because this is an outcome-based industry.
We do. And I do think that some of these moments, and again, even like the creative play calling, I think Jeremiah Smith said after the game that like the play, the touchdown where he like went for the kind of the fake reverse and like backtrack, that they just installed it this week, right? So something like that like,
who ran that?
That was
Alabama ran that in the national title against Ohio State a few years ago in the COVID year.
Yeah, with Devontae Smith, I think, right? Yes. He was the one who did it. And so that was really interesting. And it looks more like egregious to see Jeremiah Smith that open when he gets the ball. And it's kind of the same thing as the play at the end, right? Just because it's him. You're like, how does even,
that's the whole point. Is like, I think we're looking at it and it's like, how are you going to let that guy be the guy that's open? Like, that's what makes it feel so bad.
Yes. And I think that's part of it for sure as well. And man, that dude is special. I was talking to Jerry Emig, the Ohio State SID extraordinaire, at halftime. And I was like, well, he's going to make your job easy. I mean, this Heisman campaign, like he's launched it himself for next season. It's true though.
It is.
He is.
Just start sending out the pamphlets right now.
Seriously. He is a special dude, and we still have him for 2 years, unless he challenges the NFL draft rules, because he's that kind of special player. You want him to keep playing at Ohio State?
Well, no, I mean that is I feel like a losing battle, but
yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
But he did tell me afterwards, like the next thing, what's up next for next season is to go back to back, and now this is his team. So
there we go.
We will see.